Hello and welcome to the Performance Physique podcast. My name is Arj and I am your head coach. This podcast is all about helping you with your running, your nutrition and your training. We take the jargon out of sports science to help you realise your goals faster than ever before. Let's get started.
How lucky are we? It's a real privilege to do this show. I'll explain why. It's great to welcome him back into the studio. It's been a while, actually. He's allowed, though, as he is now a new dad, which we'll be talking about. Pleasure to have Arj Thiruchelvam, founder of Performance Physique, back in the studio. He's also our resident London Marathon expert, as I'm sure you'll know. We'll be having a chat about that, alongside Safia Hassan, who is the founder of Runes Catering. And you can get more details on Runes Catering on social media. Hello, everyone. How are we today?
Hello, Shay. Thanks for having us.
Shay. Thank you for having us.
Now, the last time you were here, Safia, we were talking very much about your passion for food and your very popular catering food truck, which is called Runes Catering. And, you know, if anyone hasn't gone to our social media, there was a wonderful video that's gone up around that as well. So you can go to BBC London. And then what do you go and do? You've come into the studio with more food. How kind and generous are you? Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, I just invited her back, but now she's brought food in. How do you feel, Arj?
Well, I've just smelt it. So, I mean, if you guys want to carry on chatting,
We're just going to dive in. Now, we were talking extensively the last time you were here, Safia. You know, you specialise in Somalian cooking, Somalian food. And as far as we're aware, your food truck is the country's only Somalian food truck.
Yeah.
Which is just such an amazing achievement.
Yeah.
But I feel a connection to you here because as a Punjabi, we love to feed. And what's coming across to me is as a Somalian, you seem to do the same.
Yes. Food is a big part of our cultures, ain't they? We eat together, brings us all together.
Yeah.
And we eat with our hands. It's a little bit more personal when you eat with your hands, isn't it?
True. Agreed.
More tasty. You should try it.
Yeah. No knives and forks here. Thank you very much. Do you know what, actually? Because you've brought in an array of different samosas, which, although, yes, people will be thinking, hold on, samosas originate in India. Of course, in Somalia, it's really culturally affected by different diaspora, including South Asian. But the flavours, the ways that your samosas are made are very different.
Yeah.
But you never see anyone with a knife and fork in it eating a samosa. That would be sacrilegious, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's like eating a pizza, isn't it? With a
knife and fork.
A knife and fork. That's ridiculous.
What are you doing? I once had a friend who did that, and I think they did it to wind me up because I literally was like, I don't think I can talk to you. What do you mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Like, even if you have chutney with your samosa, you don't need a spoon.
No.
You use the samosa as the spoon. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So before we delve into London's Eye, which is all about the stories, and I know you've brought an array, Arj, there's two different types of samosas in front of you.
Yes.
Safia, just to tell our listeners exactly what you've got.
So we have spicy beef samosas.
Lovely.
I don't know how spicy they are. And we have non-spicy beef samosas. We also do veggie samosas. So yeah, which one would you like?
Can I dive in?
I think you should,
all right?
mate.
Yeah.
I'm going to have that off air and that on air.
So
I'm
you're
going to go for the non-spicy on it.
Non-spicy, okay. So you're going for non-spicy. What about Natasha and Sanya? Are you going to try? Is anyone going to come in and give it a go? Okay, well, already you've just gone completely silent. Can you describe some of the flavours that are coming across, Arj?
Yeah, it's called loveliness. This is the beef, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, beef.
That's really, really succulent. You've got onion in here and
coriander.
Yeah.
Cumin powder. So in Somali samosas, they're really simple. So we have minced meat, beef or lamb, whichever. This one is beef. Then you have onion, coriander, fresh coriander powder, and cumin powder. And that's it. Yeah.
And I'm just trying. You've also brought this beautiful vegetarian tray, which has got rice. It's got chickpeas, kidney beans, some spaghetti. This is beautiful.
Yeah, that's one of our veggie options. Somali people were nomads originally, so we don't have many veggie options. We like meat, you know.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But we created this dish for our non-vegetarian, vegan customers.
So this is very London, isn't it?
Absolutely.
For you as a Somalian to say, all right, we've got vegetarians, we're going to have to adapt what our cuisine is.
Yeah, we can't.
I think that's fantastic. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
And then you have spaghetti.
I've never had spaghetti with my fingers, but I'm literally, it's beautiful.
And then you have rice in there as well. And that dish, we call it rice, and pasta, we call it federation.
Federation.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you ever go to a Somali restaurant, you can ask for federation. They give
I'm going
you
to be doing
big
that.
plate of pasta and rice.
It's beautiful. Producer Sanya's come in. Sanya, you went straight for the spicy.
You were describing the samosas. I was like, go on then. Go on then. I'll come in and try. It's delicious. It's so nice.
How is the spice for you, Sanya?
I'm gangster.
I know you can take this.
I can handle the spice. I'm good.
Yeah, you and I are both Punjabi, so we know we can take the chili.
Arj, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, slightly disappointed. Arj.
Somali people, we actually can't handle chili. We like a hint of spice.
Not too much,
but we won't do it too spicy. But for the food truck, we say we do spicy samosas, and we just put a hint in there. And people are like, "This is not spicy. This is not spicy." So we're like, "Okay, then."
So you add a
we
bit
put
more.
Loads of spice in there, and then all the Somali customers are like, "Yeah, it's too spicy."
Really?
Sanya, can I bring you back in? Sorry, I know you've taken the biggest bite.
Hello.
I'm really sorry. I've taken a big bite. So I just want to bring you back into the conversation because you've just tried the spicy. That's the beef samosa.
Yeah.
I know we shouldn't do comparison between cuisines. However, I'm just intrigued because looking at that looks no different to any samosa that I will have had, going to any party with family. But for flavours and textures, how does that differ for you?
Right. I'm used to Pakistani samosas, right?
Yeah.
And dare I say it, I think yours has more flavour.
Oh!
I've had Somali food before, and I just think it's absolutely delicious, and we need more of it in London.
It's very, for our listeners, because I have to tell you honestly, Safia, you've introduced me to this whole new cuisine. So thank you. That's the beauty of being in a city like London.
Absolutely.
There are an array of cuisines. I'm being very honest with you now. I have never tried. As a vegetarian, I'm always a little bit cautious as to what I can and cannot. And you've introduced me to a beautiful cuisine, Somalian food, because actually, yes, the flavours are subtle. But what I really love is everything's fresh.
Absolutely.
Everything is fresh. Everything you've brought in previously and today. And I've never in my life had, we call it sholle and rajma, two separate dishes, which is essentially white chickpeas and kidney beans with spinach. That's what I've just tried. It's beautiful.
Yep.
It's such a simple way of cooking, but I really, really love it. Is this what this is staple in your house growing up in London?
So growing up in my house, a lot of meat, heavy meat, red meat.
Yeah.
We like red meat. If there's no red meat, there's no food. One of my uncles, every day we would cook red meat. One of my uncles actually said to my grandma, "What happened? You're not cooking meat today, and you haven't got money or something? Are you guys broke?"
Oh no! So you get judged if there's a meal and there's no meat on the table.
Yeah, and my grandma raised me, so you can imagine.
Wow.
She was a nomad, so she absolutely loved meat. So there's always meat.
Yeah.
But
how would have grandmum? What did you call grandmum?
Ayeyo.
How would have Ayeyo felt about you making vegetarian samosas then? Would that have been
I think she'll
shocking?
I think she, I think so. She'll probably be like, no, I don't want that.
Really?
No, thank you.
She would have been frowning down at
she'll
that.
be like, there's no, it's like chai, like our English tea.
Yeah.
We just have English tea just quickly.
Yeah.
But if there's no spices in it,
Give me a high five.
She would
Give
be
me-
like,
give me a high
she would
five.
be like, she would literally just like push it with her fingers like that and
Like,
just
it's not tea.
put her nose up at it.
So I'm going to share something for our listeners, and I feel sorry for producer Sandy. She's worked with me a number of years. She knows what do I always come into work with my thermos, because I make my own masala tea that I have to have every day. Every day. Ask Sanya. Have you ever seen me without my masala tea?
Never.
Yeah, we call it jar in my house.
I mean, I love
Cup of
English
char.
tea. I can't even lie.
Yeah,
I
but-
love an English tea.
Nah, you need a little bit of fennel in there and cloves, don't you?
all right though. Sometimes it's all right. Add spice and the solids, everything.
Oh, goodness me. Well, Sandra, I'll let you enjoy the samosa. I know she's taken it. She's gone. She's out of there. And Safia, you are now going to be coming on London's Eye more regularly. Do not feel that you have to feed us, but we're not going to say no if you do, because this is wonderful. Go ahead.
With food in Somali culture, we always have something with us. So if I come to your house, I would never come empty-handed.
Yeah.
I'll probably have a bit of chapati, a bit of food with me, something maybe for the kids. So this is just tradition, I suppose.
So in my culture, we call this as a term, kallihat, which means literally kalli is empty and hat is hand. And growing up, my mother used to say, you never go anywhere empty-handed, kalli hat. So clearly there is a lot of commonality between our cultures.
So many.
Isn't that beautiful?
But I think it is like that with most cultures and most places. I feel there's so much that we have in common.
Yeah.
So much.
This is why I love London's Eye, because we get to meet with people who, at the crux of it, we're all Londoners, but the different ethnicities, communities, cultures, you know, that sometimes we may not interact with. It's a wonderful way for us to dissect that with a samosa. You enjoy the rest of your samosa, Arj.
Thank you.
Safia, stay with me. We will get into your array of stories of the week. I promise that is to come. But let's have some weekend whilst we stuff our faces.
Shay Kaur-Grewal.
If you can survive in London, you can survive anywhere in the world.
This phone business is totally destroying relationships, something I care about really strongly.
This kind of thing is really interesting because
It's a con. I'm sorry, it's not right.
I have seriously
London's Eye.
Right, let's crack on and get into it, shall we, for London's Eye. Big thanks to both of my guests for coming in today. So if you're new to Radio London, it's really simple. For London's Eye, I'm joined in the studio with two Londoners discussing the stories that matter to them the most. Great to have him back on Radio London. It's Arj Thiruchelvam. He's the founder of Performance Physique. He's also our resident London Marathon expert, alongside Safia Hassan, who is a chef, is a cook, is the founder of Runes Catering, which, if you didn't know, is the country's first and only Somalian food truck. Quite something. And she's been so kind to bring in samosas. I don't actually know if the producers are going to be working for the next half an hour, Safia, because I can see a lot of full mouths over there in the newsroom, and that is all right. Let's head straight into an array of stories then, shall we? Let me come to you first, Arj. You wanted to talk Commonwealth Games. Tell us more.
Yeah, so it is the return of the Commonwealth Games. Came back last week. You know me, I have to talk about sport.
And I'm glad you do. That is why we have you on this show, Arj. Thank you.
I mean, talking about sport, we often talk about the huge events like the Olympics, the London Marathon and things like that. And the Commonwealth Games is possibly going through a struggle at the moment.
Why?
Because the Commonwealth Games was actually meant to be hosted in Australia this year.
Right.
It's becoming very difficult for countries to host because of the financial expenses. And Scotland stepped in and said, right, last minute, we'll do it. We're going to do a slimmed down version of the Commonwealth Games to make it a little bit more affordable. And because unfortunately it's no longer on the BBC. It's actually being broadcast on pay-per TV. And this means it's not necessarily in the limelight. And this is definitely affecting, the next generation. We know accessibility to watching and viewing sports affects how they live their lives, how they participate. And on the other side, the athletes. The athletes don't get paid. They don't get any payment for doing the Commonwealth Games. This has become a bit of a challenge on this Games because at the moment there's no security about there ever being another Commonwealth Games. And it poses the question, we've seen great success for Great Britain, to be quite honest. It's going really well, the current Commonwealth Games. But it does pose the question of, is there a place anymore for the Commonwealth Games? Because it is obviously all about the Commonwealth competing and the connotations around that. Is this perhaps going to be the last Commonwealth Games that we see, or at least for some time? Because it's incredibly expensive. I spoke to some of my actual teenagers, and they turned around and said, what's the Commonwealth Games then?
They had no idea.
These are involved in the sport.
Wow.
Don't know what it is. I don't know about you, but I was sat in front of the TV as a kid watching this.
Yeah, we used to watch Commonwealth Games. I remember it very clearly. Yeah. We'd be painting flags and everything.
Yeah.
What's your take, Safia, on the Commonwealth Games? Were you aware of them?
No.
You could be honest. Yeah. Absolutely.
No. I growing up, I think we did, because before when I was younger, we used to watch a lot of TV.
Yeah.
Nowadays, people are not watching TV, and that family time sitting together is not there anymore.
Exactly. Right. That collective experience.
It's not there anymore. Like TV is just have changed so much. I don't know the last time I sat down and watched Countdown. You know, I feel like like now I remember like a glimpse of it, but it's in the back of my head. Yeah.
It's a very important point because, I mean, obviously we had the World Cup. That was like everybody came together and everyone was watching it. Yeah. But aside for something as momentous as that, and by the way, we have to wait another 4 years now for that. Yeah. My child will be going into secondary school. Don't even get me started. It's like, all of our lives will change by the time the World Cup comes around. aside from that, when do we have these collective moments where we all are glued to TV at the same time? And that's clearly not happening the way that it once did. For you, who's within the world of sports, are the Commonwealth Games relevant? Are they still needed, Arj?
I want to say yes, because I just love watching sport and having sport taking place. I really like that feeling of where the country are all doing something together. There's something really special. You know, I remember London 2012 being one of my favourite moments of my entire life.
Yeah, loved it.
Do you remember like just travelling around here and everything just felt exciting?
Everyone's talking to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
You're on the tube and you're just like having a conversation.
You just come together as a nation, don't you?
You know what I mean?
And that's what I love. And you know, there's these athletes doing incredible things. There's been so many records. You know, there's Amy Hunt, who got silver in the 100 metres last night or the night before. And you know, she's a British athlete. She has trained around here previously. She has not been mentioned in the slightest, but as a British athlete, just got a silver medal in the 100 metres. When did we last
When
think
did
about
that last
exactly.
happen?
So there's these amazing achievements going on, and to be quite honest, no one knows about it. I find it really, really difficult to see those opportunities go by.
Okay, it's an interesting point, and I'm glad you've put it on the agenda. Whilst we're still there, you wanted to talk London's parks and the way that, you know, the city is just sweltering at the moment. So whilst we're staying on that vein of sports, of activity, I mean, your coaching day job is all outdoors. So what did you want to kind of give in terms of top tips around that?
Yeah, so obviously we had another hot day yesterday. We've got these wildfires taking place. You know, this is something really, really serious to be considering, from a health and safety point of view, if you're doing exercise, and B, obviously in climate change. But from a participating in sport, if you are expecting to go outside and train in these kind of conditions, you need to be completely adjusting what you're doing. It's almost like a public service announcement. You need to make sure that you slow down what you do. I'm seeing children being taken outside for group activities, and people are treating it like normal. You know, they need to be taking regular breaks in the shade. They need to be hydrating loads, but don't just think water. You know, have some crisps or some fruit available, so they're taking on some of the salts as well, because we can consume far too much water, and then it makes it a little bit toxic in the body. We do need to have water, but we need those salts as well. And on top of that, there's the usual things like being able to apply sunscreen, you know, regularly intervals throughout the day. Don't be out at midday, because right now these are really, really challenging circumstances. It's not just heat, we've got humidity of 80% plus,
Right.
which makes it very difficult for sweat to cool the body.
It's a very important point, and thank you for putting it on the agenda, because it's just a nice reminder for a lot of, especially, don't forget, it's not just parents, grandparents, guardians are going to be helping out. It's the summer holidays.
Yeah.
You may be somebody who, you know, your own children are grown adults now, but you're helping out with the childcare, and you just need that gentle reminder of, hold on, you need to take some snacks with you alongside the water. You need to make sure that you're wearing the sun hats. You know, those little things that we can sometimes forget. Right, let's move to the next story. This was something you wanted to talk about, Safia. I want to come firstly to the rise of young Somali entrepreneurs and change makers. Give me more context around what you wanted to say here.
So I wanted to say, you know, young Somali people, like especially my generations, and in the last 20 years, we've had such a bad rap of young Somali boys, you know, getting up to no good. And that's because we've only been here for 30 years, a Somali community. Most of us have been here for like 30 years. Our parents are refugees, and we are the first generation. And now the first generations of Somalis, their children are doing fantastic things. We are doctors, we are nurses, we are, I mean, we had a 19-year-old who became a counsellor in Birmingham.
Wow.
I mean, a 19-year-old, imagine.
Yeah.
We have this, his name is Mustafa Hashi was it, and he's a swimmer, a Somali swimmer, the first ever Somali swimmer, and he's only 16 years old.
Wow.
So I just wanted to talk about that and just, you know, give people, you know, Somali people where we are part of this community, we are doing wonderful things, we are, you know, changing as a community, and you know, we're changing for the good and being part of this country, you know.
It's how important is that for you? Firstly, as somebody who very much sees themselves as a Londoner, as a businesswoman, also as a parent, to kind of change that narrative. Do you feel, just from what you've said, it comes across to me that, do you feel that still there is perhaps judgment or maybe misconceptions of the Somalian community?
Yeah, definitely. I think social media doesn't help. I think sometimes other people of Somali people doesn't help, especially so as a mum, I want my children to see their mum doing something, or a young Somali swimmer,
to aspire for more.
We have such a big coastline, but none of us can swim,
Okay.
So to see a 16-year-old swimming for Somalia, and he is just done his GCSEs.
Wow. I
mean, isn't that fantastic? Seeing a 19-year-old who's become a counsellor.
Going into politics.
Absolutely. I mean, what a wonderful thing to see. So, I feel like that's what people should concentrate on, is the big changes that's happening, and my children to see that, and the wide world to see that.
Well, listen, this is why I wanted you to come in, especially for London's Eye, because I don't know about yourself, Arj, but when was the last time you heard that perspective of a Somalian Londoner?
No, never. And it is exactly what you're saying, in terms of we have to see more of all of these different things to be inspired. If it doesn't exist, if it's not talked about, then it doesn't exist at all, does it? That's the theory at the moment. If we don't see it, it's not put in front of our faces, it doesn't exist. And it's been a joy, obviously, speaking with you off air as well, just about these things and talking about children, etc., etc. So I think it's important.
You don't really realise it until we talk about it. You know, that's the thing, I suspect, for many of us.
I think because we're quite a shy community, I think we stick with our own little community. But I think now, us as parents, as British, where we just now we're
my mother's generation or grandparents' generation, they heard the same thing as what you've just said, that they had to support each other first. I remember my mother-in-law, who sadly passed away 2 months ago, shared that their family home in Southall, any family member that flew from the village in Punjab, when they landed in Heathrow, would come and stay in their house. So imagine having 3 families living in one in a 3-bedroom home. Those type of things happened in London before these communities could establish themselves and grow. So it's what you're saying is the Somalian community has gone through that in the last 3 decades.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've had a quite rough patch. I think a lot of our boys, I think, went into criminal activities and things like that. But now I feel like slowly we've come through the other side, and slowly we're doing fantastic things. And
we need to shout about it more. We need to talk about it. And thank you for putting it on the agenda.
Absolutely. And
it's an important one. Whilst we're talking about being parents, your other story I was very intrigued by. You wanted to talk about this heroic teenager who still got told off by his mum. You give us the context. This is hilarious.
So I saw it on TikTok. It was all over TikTok a few weeks back, and then it was like these 2 boys saved this lady from a house fire in Leeds, I think, or somewhere near Birmingham. And then they did this heroic thing. They saved this lady, and then one of the mums got interviewed by the BBC, and then she's like, he doesn't even do the dishes. He's saving lives. Forget about that. You didn't even do the dishes.
I love it. It's hilarious. She's joking. He can't even wash the dishes, but he's out saving people from a fire. But isn't that what a mother's job is? To bring you back to reality?
Absolutely. So I thought that was quite funny. I love that. And I mean, what a heroic boys.
Absolutely.
I mean, imagine just walking in there, not knowing who's in that house, and I love that. I'm so proud of them. Well done.
Yeah, well done. Maybe Arj, they can get another week off from washing dishes. What do you think?
No, it's part of their routine.
No. And it's so relatable, isn't it? Like, that's exactly how every single mum would think.
Yeah. So true.
Forget about saving the world. You didn't do the dishes.
You didn't do the basic stuff that I asked you to do. Stay with us. I'm going to continue having a chat with both Arj and Safia straight after Yvonne and
Shay Kaur-Grewal.
If you can survive in London, you can survive anywhere in the world.
This phone business is totally destroying relationships, something I care about really strongly.
This kind of thing is really interesting because
it's a con. I'm sorry, it's not right.
I have seriously
London's Eye.
Okay, we're into the final part of London's Eye. What a wonderful conversation we've been having today. Big thanks to both of my guests for staying with me. I have Safia Hassan, who is founder of Runes Catering. She's a proud Londoner. She's a businesswoman and entrepreneur. And if you didn't know, Runes Catering is the first and only Somalian food catering truck based in London, but the only one in the country. And she's brought an array of wonderful food. So thank you, Safia. Alongside her, we have Arj Thiruchelvam, who is He's founder of Performance Physique and also our resident London Marathon expert. If you'd like details for both the guests, by the way, let's give those as well. For Arj, it's performance_physique on social media. And also for Safia, it's Runes Catering, which is ROONS. So let's get into the final stories we wanted to discuss. Safia, you're really keen to shine a light on neurodivergency. You are dyslexic, and this is a shared experience that I have, as I was saying to you off air. My husband's dyslexic, my daughter is dyslexic. But what did you want to say about navigating dyslexia and how AI has helped? What did you want to say?
So I got diagnosed with dyslexia, I think when I was in year 10, so very, very long time ago. Growing up, dyslexia was probably the hardest thing that I could ever deal with. Not being able to read, my community not understanding because they didn't know what dyslexia was. My parents didn't know what that was.
Yeah.
There was no way that they could help me. So doing that, I think it stopped me from doing a lot of things that I would have liked to have done. With AI now, it's like game changer. ChatGPT, I just like I'm like, I want to record a message saying this and that. It reads it to me. Fantastic email. And then I send it.
So it's kind of become like your assistant then?
It's my assistant. It's like the best thing in life for me. I mean, a lot of people are like, it's taking over, it's taking our information, like there's all this negativity around it. But for a dyslexic person, it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, there's nothing that I can't do now. Before I would have to second guess.
Did you feel, I'm asking you this because Sonny's spoken very openly about it on the BBC, that having dyslexia for him very much disabled him?
Absolutely. I mean, I would have loved to go to university. I would have loved to. I mean, I did retail before I've done my company, and I stayed there for far too long because it was the comfort of just knowing what to do. I have to memorize everything.
Yeah.
And everything's by head. So being somewhere where you know everything and what needs to be done, I was too scared to leave. I couldn't fill out a form and apply for a job. I couldn't do that. It was very difficult to do that. I have to ask somebody, and then I go into an interview and being out of my comfort zone. That is the most horrifying thing you could ever do.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely, AI has absolutely given me the freedom.
It's giving you confidence.
It's giving me so much confidence. I mean, I'm like, who wrote that email?
Yeah, you did. But thank you for sharing that. I think that's going to resonate with a lot of people, and it's still a very pertinent, important conversation around dyslexia.
And also for my community, to tell them that. People don't believe when I tell them, can you read that for me? I'm dyslexic. Nobody believes me. Because I come across so confident.
Yeah.
Nobody believes me. They're like, that's not a good joke. But I'm like, no, I am really. So for my community, just having that open conversation and having somebody who's dyslexic and openly talking about it, or any learning difficulties,
Yeah, it's normalising it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And with
Absolutely.
everything you've achieved, I'll just say, it's clearly gone up against challenges and succeeded.
Absolutely, it's just not giving up and asking for help. I mean, I've exhausted my family members, even my kids. My 8-year-old, he can read better than me, write better than me. I'm like, what does that text say?
Yeah,
and it's just not being shy, and you can do anything. You might have to work that a little bit harder than your average person, but what you get out of it is just much greater.
I'm really glad that you talked about that, and thank you for sharing your personal journey, because it really will resonate with people. I'm certain in that. As you mentioned AI, though, Arj, you wanted, one of your stories today was around AI, wasn't it? Tell us more.
Yeah, just a caveat. I'm not completely against AI and things
how
like
dare you.
Well, we need to give the other, this is a balance. We have to give the other side of the coin. So go ahead, Arj.
So you obviously, there are those great things with AI, and we're starting to see a shift in how people utilise them to become healthier.
Yeah.
So there's quite a few AI apps there now which are trying to support people with their weight loss journeys and improving body composition, and they're very smart. The theory being, you can take a photo of something and the app will tell you that is worth this amount of calories, carbohydrate, fat, protein, and it is definitely changing the industry. I'm watching it firsthand, and we've seen a shift even within our business over the last 7 months, of people are moving away from working with us hand on every single month to do their nutrition to, you know what, I'll come and see you 4 times a year. I'll get the app to do it. There's a piece of research which has now demonstrated how the app or the apps, there's a range of these apps which the article talks about, where they consistently underestimate and give the wrong information about what is in those foods. Now, in the grand scheme of things, that's not a major issue, because we're talking about people losing, say, 1 kilo or half a kilo. But the reliance on the technology without anything to check is obviously something we're seeing across the field, all the uses of AI. So at the moment, we're talking about nutrition, and we know that as long as we are aware of those limitations, that we can work around them, and people are still obviously heading towards their goal weight. But when people have maybe pre-existing health conditions and they're utilising AI to support them, that's where it starts getting really, really, really vulnerable. And I know a lot of the AI companies are also talking about, we cannot give medical, this isn't medical advice as such. But yeah, we're seeing the first bits of data which show that AI consistently gets it wrong in nutrition.
And so what you're essentially saying as a specialist in this field is you still need the human expertise.
Yeah, at the moment, definitely. I have no doubts. And there is a particular app developed by a university, I think it was, and there's something called a LiDAR sensor in your phone, which can work out depth and size.
Wow.
So, the robotic house vacuum cleaners, they have LiDAR sensors.
Okay.
And they're using that in your phone, and they're printing effectively a 3D picture. And this one wasn't in the article. This has actually been pretty accurate. And over the last 4 weeks, I have so much time now.
Yeah.
I've been comparing it, and it has been pretty good. It's been pretty much always within 10%.
Wow.
Whereas the discrepancies in the other apps, the more popular ones, the more commercial ones, has been quite large at times.
Okay, so it's all changing possibly in a direction that may help many, but you've got to use it cautionary. Just finally, you want to talk freedom in the city, didn't you? Yeah,
I have no idea what the freedom of the city meant, but I saw this article. It was this dairy deliverer, milkman as we used to call it. I think there was a fact in here that something like 95% of people used to get their deliveries in the 70s of milk to their doorstep, and now it's something like 3% of households.
Wow.
But Steve Hayden, he has been given the freedom of the City of London for his services. He started delivering in 1986.
Wow.
I was like, wow, that's incredible. I don't know what it means though, but amazing, Stephen.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
Say that again. Sorry, producer. For the people of Wanstead is what we should be saying, yes, as well, for the freedom of the City of London, because he lives, in Wanstead is where he's been delivering all of this milk. Do you know much about the freedom of city, I wonder, Safia?
No, but I'm definitely going to go and research that up and learn some more.
So it's been going. It's protected by the charter of your town or your city, hence the term freedom. And it actually relates back to 1237.
Oh.
So the freedom of the City of London is very ancient as a tradition.
That's amazing.
That's quite something, isn't it? And essentially it was granted the right to trade in the square mile, but it's grown beyond that. Now it's more to do with anyone that gets the freedom of the City of London. It's like a symbolic connection.
Okay.
It's like a symbolic way of essentially connecting you to London with everything that you've done. It's quite wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah, I've seen the key of the city and stuff like that done before.
But it's around the heritage of London, of being a Londoner and having that deep-rooted connectedness to London, as opposed to when we talk about it historically, it was more around your trade and your, joining a particular historic trade guild would connect to it. Now it's kind of expanded more to that symbolism of what it means, which is quite a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it's lovely and positive.
Exactly, and it's quite ancient, which is also nice. It means we're connected and deep-rooted. Listen, Safia and Arj, thank you for coming in today for London's Eye.
Thank you for having us.
Absolute pleasure having you both here. And if you would like to maybe talk to me further around how AI's helped you in different areas, get in touch. You can find more information for Arj on performance_physique, and for Safia it is Runes Catering. That concludes London's Eye.
Thank you very much for listening to the Performance Physique podcast. Don't forget, you can find us on Instagram. It's at performance_physique. You can find us on Facebook, Performance Physique, or if you just head to performancephysique.co.uk, and we'll do our very best to help you. It will mean the world to me, though, if you can share this podcast with one friend this week. Right, for now, take care.